Hey guys, what's going on? It is Broken Nose Vlogs here, and oh no, it's another talking head video. Yeah, unfortunately it is. But that is because I wanted to talk about one of the big reasons why I hadn't really been making content, trying to upload content. I mean, I went over quite a bit of it in the last video for both channels, but like in terms of streaming, if you remember, I was talking about how I was having dropout issues and things like that. And boy, let me tell you, I really wish I could say more good things about my original internet provider. I had T-Mobile home internet close to 4 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. And when I first got it, because I was one of the first people in my neighborhood to get it because I was put on a wait list, it worked really good. I would say it worked really good for about 2 years. And after that, it started to get a little unpredictable. They did tell me that my gateway may be a problem, so I even went out and went over to my local T-Mobile store and got our updated little gateway here. That gateway, well, the first gateway they gave me was actually terrible because it was in 5G only mode, and unfortunately in my neighborhood I don't get the best signal even though we're right next to a tower. So I had 4G LTE as backup on the original gateway. This gateway did not have that, so I had to go back again and get an updated version that had 5G and 4G LTE still available. But even then, it just didn't work that well, and things got worse. It got to the point where in the middle of the day, our internet service would drop out, restart maybe an hour later or something like that. And I have cameras set up to watch my dogs when I'm not home. Well, when the internet goes out and reboots itself an hour later, the camera does not have a very easy time reconnecting to the internet, and I can't get a camera feed anymore. So it was getting a little frustrating, and I talked to T-Mobile about it on the third gateway exchange. I actually remember the employee telling me, yeah, if this one doesn't work out for you, you should probably just cancel your service. It's probably not for you. And I was just like, all right, I guess. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt and just hope it was bad hardware, but I feel like it's probably a combination of the signal degradation and probably more people jumping into T-Mobile 5G home internet. The only reason I say that is at my job, I was actually talking to someone who had recently dropped Google Fiber in favor of T-Mobile 5G home internet, and I unfortunately got to give them my sort of history with T-Mobile and their home internet, and they kind of felt like they may have made a really big mistake. Granted, the reason why they got rid of Google Fiber was because Google Fiber was like $70 a month, which I agree is probably a little expensive. I was only paying $50 a month for T-Mobile 5G home internet, but the experiences that I shared with them, they were like, "Oh, we need reliable, constant internet," and I was like, "Well, you may have some problems." Well, like I said, I've gotten rid of T-Mobile home internet. Luckily, my grandmother's house that I am still the caretaker of was a Spectrum customer, and I had found the coaxial cable, and I played around with the idea of, would Spectrum work here? Yeah, it does. And so for like $30 a month, now granted it's only for a year at that rate, I get 100 megabits down, 20 megabits up, cable internet, and then they gave me a free modem. They told me I could rent one of their wireless routers for $10 a month, which, personal opinion / pro tip, I feel like that's a scam. Go buy your own wireless router. I went and bought a wireless router. It's a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router for like $60 on sale at Target. And I couldn't even beat that price at like Best Buy or anyone like that, or Micro Center or anything like that. Is it the most up-to-date router? No, it's only Wi-Fi 6. It's not 6E. I don't think I'm gonna miss that, because as of right now, I am limited to 100 down, 20 up. The range is a lot better though, I will tell you that. The new router has like 4 antennas, where the gateway had, I don't know, an internal omnidirectional antenna, which I had to use a wireless repeater to get my signal further into the house where I had the Stepmania stream. I don't need that with this router. This router has great range. I am hardwired on this unit now, so my main PC is hardwired into the router, and then everything else, such as my Stepmania stream PC and another computer that I'll talk about, is wireless. And even halfway into the house, I am getting, 4 out of 5 bars. Throughput wise, I've done multiple speed tests on it, and I don't have a problem with the quality of service that I'm getting back there. So that alone is a huge improvement over my T-Mobile. But my secret third computer, you guys already know about it. It is the laptop, the HP Victus that I have. I have streamed Friday Night Funkin' on it, and I have made some content using it. And it is in the middle of the setup. It's still a ways from the router, but it works. And I can even kind of show you guys some of the quality on it here in a second. But yeah, it works. It's not a problem, and that's the most important part, is it works just fine, and it has done great with this new internet. So I don't think it's an issue. I think like I should be in pretty good shape here. But speaking of, I can kind of show you guys what the setup will be like, because I am planning to stream on Twitch and YouTube with the laptop now. I did think about dragging the Stepmania PC out. Granted, that's probably not a good idea, because the Stepmania PC is kind of like bare bones and minimum built. But let me show you just really quick what a setup over there is going to sound like. The big difference you're going to find out right away is going to be the microphone, because I do not have an external, or not an external, but an extra USB port right now to plug in the Duocast that I'm using on the Stepmania PC. So I had to get a little creative, but let me show you guys what this is going to sound like, and hopefully it's acceptable.
So if I was going to use this laptop setup when I do streaming, this is kind of like what the background would look like. I'm on the fence, because this is a laptop that carries a 3050 6GB variant inside of it. So theoretically, I could open NVIDIA Broadcast and I could change the background to literally whatever, such as now I have a Galaxy background behind me. The only problem that I have with this is NVIDIA Broadcast, even the older version that I use, is a little resource intensive. And let's be honest, the RTX 3050 desktop version isn't very good, and now we're looking at an RTX 3050 laptop variant. I think the desktop variant is sort of on par with a GTX 1070, so this, I can't imagine, is a whole lot better, but that's the problem. So if I was to use NVIDIA Broadcast to replace the background like this, I would probably be eating up a lot of resources that I'd be using for the games. Plus, the other thing that I think about too is the fact that I am going to be having the screen's only going to be off to the side, on the very corner, either on the top or the bottom. So is it really going to make a big difference if I have it set up the other way, or if I'm going to have it set up this way? But now that I have better internet and I can actually stream and not worry about my bandwidth, at least I'll have something. But chances are I'll probably have it set up to just no background filter or anything like that. It'll just be standard mode. But I am kind of excited that I'll at least be able to stream. The only reason I'm using my laptop to do this versus my desktop is the screen format. So when I record content, it's one thing. If I can record content at my widescreen, I can always compress it, and then I just have the bars on the top and the bottom. I don't want to have to do that on a stream, so I'm playing around with using my laptop here if I'm going to stream any games onto either YouTube or Twitch. So that's what I'm hoping for, at least. But this was just kind of a quick little update to talk about the internet and why I haven't really been posting. I will say, I think the one elephant in the room is the audio quality. So I don't have enough USB ports on this computer, so I'll be using this Razer Black Shark, which uses a 3.5 millimeter combo jack, which is what my Victus has. The audio quality isn't great, even with all the sort of filtering and tuning that I've done through OBS, but it's still better than nothing. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over everything and show you guys what I was working on. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to have some more content on both channels underway now that I have a more reliable means of uploading videos and streaming, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next video that I make. Until then, take it easy, guys. Bye bye.